It's Friday. It's what is today? January 26th, Friday morning, and working for the weekend. Except we're retired, we don't have to work for the weekend. We're like every day's Friday. That's a good thing. Um, it's still it's the weather's not bad here, but it's still chilly. I like to start out and get myself a temperature update. So I like to hear go Google. What's the temperature in DeLand, Florida?
In DeLand, it's clear and 54, with cloudy skies and a high of 63 in the forecast.
Oh, that's 63 ain't bad. Yesterday it was really windy. It was pretty nice. Good morning, Sue. Um, but I was doing a install on my road track, and we got one of these King Jack antennas, and I was climbing up on top there, and I tell you what, sometimes I thought the wind was going to blow me right off the ladder, which would not be a good thing for an old man. But got it installed. I made a video of that, an install video. It's up online right now. I posted it this morning, and it was a fun little video. Did a little time lapse thing on it. It's cool if I'm doing some projects, especially in the front yard. I have this I got from Harbor Freight. I have a whole set of videos on this Cobra security camera system, and I took the video off of that and used it part of my daily video. It's kind of fun. Then I fast forward it as I'm climbing up and down, and makes a cool video. It's fun. I like to do stupid things like that. It's just it's fun experimenting with things and that on it. Well, let's see if Google has any good jokes for us this morning. Sometimes they're pretty lame. Tell me a joke.
There are two types of people in the world. Those who need closure.
Those who need closure. Let's get her another one. I didn't get that one. Tell me a joke.
Two drums and a cymbal fall off a cliff. But
All right. Some of her jokes are pretty weak, Well, I like to put them up now and then. I mean, Sue was talking about this flu that's gone around this year. Every time you go out amongst a lot of people, you could be susceptible to touch it. You touch something, touch your face, and then next thing you know, you could have this flu virus. I just seen on the news this morning they were running out of that. It's called Tamiflu that they take when you get the flu, and it's hard to find. They're running low on that. So one thing that, and I have a friend in our flying field. He's a nurse, and he was telling me, like shopping carts. That is your biggest thing to get it. People touch it. Maybe they've had flu coming on or whatever, and he goes, man, I get those sanitized wipes and I wipe it down there, and it's like, but if you're out shopping, it's a good tip. Don't touch your face until you've washed your hands thoroughly. There's two types of people: those who need closure, and
that's only one type.
That's only one type. Okay, weak.
Closure.
Yeah, that was a weak joke. It was right. When you got to explain a joke, the joke ain't very good, or I'm not very bright. Now that I've been known not to be very bright sometimes. Sometimes I can figure things out, but anyways. So I'm back to the flu. So we've been avoiding doing some things around a lot of people, because when you get around a lot of people, that flu virus can be in there, and so that helps to keep away from tons of people. And I know you can't isolate yourself, but the flu can be pretty nasty. Some of the older people and younger people have been dying from it. So if you got immunities are down, that can be hard. Cassie's up there. Cassie's always right there. She's one of our lucky dogs, and so she's right there. I guess she moderates the whole thing. She stays right beside you. It's I was hoping a few more people would show up there. It gives me subjects to talk about, and sometimes okay, what am I going to talk about? And I already thought of things, but I've already forgotten them. That's what happens when you're old. You don't remember what you was planning on doing. I had one subject in my mind before I came on here, and I already forgot it. So, but I always talk a lot about the weather because I know I was going to talk about. Now let's talk about weather. What made me mind this? I have this little light bar on my camera here. If you have a low lighting, your videos looks real grainy in that, and so by this light box gives you just a better picture. Well, what it reminded me of, I came from Ohio, and this time of year in Ohio, it starts getting cloudy up there in October, and it will remain cloudy entire winter. If you have a sunny day, that's highly unlikely that you're going to have a sunny day. Here comes Cassie down over mine. So, anyways, that there's a thing with seasonal affective syndrome, and what that is because there's not enough sun. Sunlight produces something in your mind called serotonin, and the lack of light will, that won't be produced in it. So they actually make this little box. It's a light box that produces so many lux of light. Lux is the brightness of light in that. And what you do, you set in front of this box, and this is why this light bar reminded me. I'm sitting in front of this big light, and your mind takes in this light, and it produces that serotonin and it makes you feel better. You get depressed, like you get down. It's just because it's just cloudy and dreary, and it's horrible up there. That's why I left. But I have one of these boxes. I think I still have it somewhere. I don't need it down in Florida because we have sunshine. We get some cloudy days, but most of the time we have sunshine. But I used to use that. I would get up in the morning, and I've always been a computer nerd, and I'd sit and do things on my computer, and I just set the box there, and the light would shine in, and I actually felt better. I didn't feel as down as I would without that. So it really did help. It's kind of like up in Alaska, they get gosh, I don't know, so many hours of daylight a day that in the wintertime, there's points it doesn't even get daylight. And I've read up there where people do get depressed and stuff in that season because of the lack of light. On the other hand, up in Alaska, they get, in the summertime, they'll get, like, it doesn't, the sun just kind of goes like into, like it's going to get dark, and then it gets light again. So it never really totally gets dark on it. So different areas have different seasons. On us being more south, our light it's a different pattern. It's like say in the summertime up north, and like when I was in Ohio, we would get just close to 10 o'clock and 9:30, 9:40, in the summertime before it would get dark. Here in Florida, maybe 8:30. I don't think it quite makes it till 9. Close, but not quite. And just because we're in a different latitude, the lighting's different. You could be talking to someone up north, and they'll say, "Is it dark yet?" And it's pitch dark here, and they still have some daylight. And so different areas around has different lighting patterns. On it, and it does affect you on it. So today's what we got planned for today. I don't know. It's been a busy week. I haven't really thought. I have my antenna project on the road track. Yesterday I did everything, but there's a caulking called Dicor that you seal around the edges of the whatever you put on top, and I didn't get it until the mail. I'd ordered it from Amazon. It didn't came, but it did come later in the afternoon. So that's one little project. I just got to go up there and run the die-core around the edges and where the antenna went into it. So that's one project for this morning. Now I'll charge some of my drone batteries. Tomorrow's our RC Club monthly meeting, so we'll be going out there tomorrow morning. My video tomorrow morning will be a little bit earlier, probably closer, probably right around 6, somewhere around that time, because I always take out early, go out the field early for different reasons, because it gets windy as it gets daylight, and early morning the wind calms down and there's not so many people. I get the field to myself, you know, and the rules don't apply when there's no one else out there. I can make my own rules up. So anyway, that's kind of fun. I asked yesterday if anybody to write some comments. Nobody did. I don't know why people don't write stuff. And I would talk about them, kind of like a little blog, you know. This time slot, apparently, a lot of people don't get up early like me. And because I get only 1 or 2 people popped on, and since I've been doing these, and the fun part was trying to get somebody come on and do what it says, the morning coffee chat. And this time slot works good for me. Apparently it's not good for everybody else. Yesterday I asked the question, what kind of dog is Cassie? And nobody answered that. So if you got comments, leave the comments. You know, I love to read people's comments there, and I've been thinking, like, why doesn't anybody make a comment? You know, that again too. Trying to get subscribers is, like I said, I've said this before. YouTube has changed this monetization thing, and you need now 1,000 subscribers. You know, and that's really not easy to get because people just don't subscribe. You know, so if you're watching this and not subscribed, just hit the subscribe. It's just one little push of the button's all it requires from you. You don't have to cost you nothing, or nothing else is required of it. You don't even have to watch the videos; just subscribe to them. So, anyway, so I've been trying to build the channel up with that, and I get pretty good views on these in the mornings. I'm getting 25, 30 people watching these after the fact, you know, and again, if give me some more input, if another time slot is better, give me that info. Some people said, well, I'm not a morning person. I understand that, but it's like, well, what's a good time for you? Leave me some information or leave me some comments on it. I can adjust this. I could even discontinue it if nobody's interested, but they are, because they do watch it after the fact, you know. Basically, I'm just trying to make this a fun chat time, you know. I can, if I get more people come in, or at least making comments that gives me subjects to talk about, you know, it just kind of opens it up more to, I run out of things to talk about, be honest. I was like, you stumble on here and it's like, okay, a subject to talk about, you know. I can talk about the weather, I can play some jokes, but if I get some input, and it's like we can go off on any subject. It doesn't matter really what it is. We can even talk about politics, as long as nobody gets mad. Because I don't get mad. I don't care about them. You can see it's getting daylight behind me. This window, you can see what's what coming on. And by the way, the answer to what kind of dog is Cassie? Cassie is a teacup poodle. I know she isn't cut like a teacup poodle. I like to leave her hair long because I like it long. You know, she's my dog, and lately she's been having these skin allergy problems, and Sue said we have a wind advisory in Florida today. It's going to be windy again today. She has these allergies to her skin. I'll brush her down. I know it feels good to her, and I've tried a lot of different things, but a lot of dogs get skin allergies. It can be from food. It can be from a lot of different things, and they just come and go. And when she gets them, she just itches and itches, and I try to get her to avoid. And what I'll do a lot of times is I'll comb her down, and that combing does, help. I think it feels good to her, when I comb her down. So she might end up with a nice combing today that helps soothe that out on it. Also, I think dogs sometimes get obsessive when they start itching. They'll, how if you have a little scratching, you itch it. Seems like the more you itch it, the more it scratches. And I think that's what happens with animals. They'll get a true itch, and then they do it, and then they just keep going. It wants to itch it more and more. And because I've noticed a lot of times I'll make her quit, and if pretty soon she'll settle down and quit because that scratch kind of helps going away. Sue says, "Good morning, everyone." It's like I like mornings. I don't know. It's just when I want something done, I'm going to do it in the morning. If it comes to like after 12, I'm nearly not as. I've always been that way. Uh, I don't perform as well. I mean, in the morning I'm ready to go. I jump out of bed. It takes me about 20 minutes, down a cup of coffee, get my little coffee buzz going, and I'm ready to go for the day. And that's just kind of the way. And I know a lot of people aren't. A lot of people are night people. I'll see, but it's like 8 o'clock, and they're getting ready to go out and do something. It's like, man, 8 o'clock. I'm already thinking about bed. That's just me. You know, but different people has. I mean, I've got friends. I guess they stay out half the night. But they're never around in the mornings. They lay in bed. That's not. I don't know. I guess that probably came up from growing up on the farm. Getting up early, feeding the animals and that. And even really as a kid, I don't remember struggling with getting out of bed. That was really never a problem. Some kids can give their parents a real hard time about getting out of bed, and it's like, get your butt out of bed. It's time to get up. Glad I don't have to deal with that. I was just seeing this, watching the news. This dumb idiot right here in DeLand put his baby in the oven. Now, I don't think it was his. I don't know what the whole deal was behind it. But why in the earth would you stick a baby in the oven? The oven was hot, It wasn't a game he was playing. It was hot, What type of sadistic mind would do that to a child, an animal, or anything? I don't understand the thinking of that, Apparently they don't think, And they didn't find him. I guess he did turn himself in on that. But I think of things that's going on in this world today, and I don't understand it. It's like uh, even kids shooting other kids. It's time they have to start trying. You know, 10, 12-year-olds as adults because they're doing adult crimes. They're shooting and killing each other. It's like it's really really crazy. Uh, I don't know that I know I don't have the answer for it, but I don't know. Is this going to get worse in our world? I'm afraid probably so. I definitely, one thing, I'm thankful that I'm not a young kid growing up in today's world with the way things are. It's really kind of scary. I watch the news, but sometimes you feel like, yeah, you're better off not to watch it. But you can't hide from what's going on in the world. There's just it's happening, so that's you have to accept what's going on in the world, whether you like it or not. So I'll continue to watch the news. A lot of things I watch because the weather. I think everybody watches for the weather because it's weather is a big part of our lives. It will affect what's going on. Um, So anyone else come on? I see someone else popped on. Say hi. I have a number counter here, and it's like I see people come on. Come on, just say hi. And if you don't have chat, nope, they're gone. That's funny watching the doing this. You'll see the numbers. It tells up. It'll someone will pop on. They'll be for a second, and then they're gone. I guess they just are curious. But come on in and chat a little bit, or even so, like I said, post a question. I keep these around 20 minutes. We're coming up on our 20 minutes here. And again, do me a favor. if you're watching this, you not even watching it live, put a question, a theme or something, and then when I hit tomorrow's video, I will talk about those. Even if you're not watching it live there, just leave a comment, and it'll give me something to go on. Sometimes it probably sounds like I'm a chatter, but I'm not really a big chatter. I run out of subjects to chat with, so but I enjoy chatting over things. That I just run out of things to say. But yeah, leave it in the comment. And if I don't catch the comment today, I'll bring it up in tomorrow's chat, and that'll what we'll base it on. Again, tomorrow's chat's going to be a little earlier. I don't know that matters because most people aren't coming on live anyways. So if you have the chats early, because we go, I said again, I go out flying on Saturday mornings and possibly Sunday mornings, so the chat will be a little bit earlier than that. And I can actually do these. Yeah, Sue says, give Lucky Dog the thumb up and please subscribe. Thanks. Let's. I know you. I think you guys can see these chats when it's live. It'll come up. They go away afterwards. I mean, it's cool that YouTube will take a copy of this, and then this will be posted to my channel live, and you can watch it after it's over with on it. Yeah, I see we got like 4 people online right now, and but say good morning to everybody that's just coming on board, and say hi back. We're glad to have you pop in and see what's going on in your Friday morning. Friday mornings always was especially when you're working. Friday's like the end of the week. If you're not working overtime or weekends, it's like last day of the week, and you always look forward to that. And a lot of times, Friday evening was something you do special. Maybe you go out to eat supper on Friday nights. Maybe you cook at home. A lot of times we used to do pizza. Friday night was pizza night, and that was a special thing. So Friday was always kind of the cool day of the week, end of the week. Things are done. I know I've had a busy week this week. I've had the pressure switch on our pump went bad. I replaced that. I did a video on that. Try to do a video on everything anymore, and I also did the my antenna install yesterday. So okay, we're going to close this chat off for today. And again, let's say leave your comments there. We'll read them tomorrow in the tomorrow morning's chat. Enjoy your Friday. Have a good Friday. Make the best of it. Be kind to everybody. Treat people like you want to be treated, and it'll be for better. So we'll see you tomorrow.